Welcome back, artists. Now that I have all of my spaces divided up how I'd like them to with pencil, it is time for me to move to the next step, which is fill the spaces with Zentangles. You have some examples of Zentangles that you have done as warm-ups in your learning log. So you can choose to do any of those, or there are some cards to try some different ones, okay? So I picked out a couple that I like, but I'm also gonna do a couple that we did together. Now, depending on your comfort, you can use either Sharpie or pencil. Sometimes you might want to have pencil to get sort of the guidelines in. I would encourage you to start directly with Sharpie because it will go a little bit quicker. And I'm going to use some of the ones that we did for warm-ups, but I'm also going to come up with some other ones. The most important thing, though, is when you are drawing your design, you want to make sure that you go from edge to edge. So I'm doing the holly bough one here where it's sort of like sticks that cross. So here's my first stick. Notice how I went from edge to edge, and now I can go and skip over. And keep adding different ones in different directions with different thicknesses. Until I fill the space and I'm happy with it. So maybe I'll have one coming off over here that isn't very, that you don't see a whole lot of. Good with that. Now, if I'm going to be coloring these spaces in with black, it's going to go a little bit quicker if I use my thicker Sharpie. You do want to be careful if you leave your point or the tip of the marker kind of just stuck on the paper. It is going to sort of run a little bit, so we want to be careful about that. You do want to try to make sure that you have, I would say, at least 4 of your 7 patterns should have areas that you have colored in completely with black. We want to have these really stark contrasts to help this stand out and pop, okay? So now I have my first space finished. I'm just going to take my time and finish each space with Sharpie.